down and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the trailer.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's having.
Welcome to another installment of the Screen Squad. Like always, I'm Vinny.
I'm Ozzy.
And this week, we are talking about 1982's Conan the Barbarian.
Wait, not Jason Momoa's?
The good Conan. No, not
2011?
Not Aquaman's.
Yeah.
Not Aquaman's Barbarian.
That piece
The
of
Barbarian.
garbage.
Oh, that one's real bad. But we are talking about the classic, the Schwarzenegger classic, the one that makes everyone want a sequel that they never want to give us. Conan the Barbarian, 1982, based off of Robert E. Howard's comic book or stories.
And what screenplay was adapted with Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
This is a very still to this day. I rewatched it right before for this episode. I rewatched it. It's still a good movie. It's not bad. It's like it. The good thing, the thing about Conan is that it holds up, because it's not in a specific time, right? It's not real world. It's a fantasy world. And
Except for the girl's jeans. But
it's supposed to be gritty and like old school, and it's supposed to, and not supposed to be an evolved society other than the magic. But this is like Robert E. Howard had written Conan, and I didn't even know this. He had also written Kull the Conqueror, which we ended up seeing in 1997, starring Kevin Sorbo. Right, and that's another that one predated. Well, they were like created around the same time.
They were intertwined.
Yeah, they were created around the same time. Although Conan,
so you would say he had a thing. He was specifically watching that, writing that stuff, huh?
It was like a snake biting its tail.
Yeah, so,
like a circle.
Yeah, so Conan was the one that everyone really just gravitated towards, and Conan himself is such an interesting character because in the movie, what the movie is, the original Conan, Conan witnesses his parents get murdered. He gets sold into slavery, which then turns him into a gladiator. And when he escapes, he vows revenge against essentially just he becomes a thief, and then he gets a band together, and the whole point is to eventually avenge his parents' murder, because he was literally standing next to his mom when she gets decapitated. So that's the Conan story, right? It's at least for the movie. It's,
by the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah, from a movie from 1982.
Oh.
No, but it's like that's the movie. He's vowing revenge on those who wronged him or killed his family. It's a simple story, but it works well. Schwarzenegger is really good in this role, even though he doesn't say much, and I think that's what lends to the fact that it's a more of a physical role.
First major role, right?
Yeah, I think because this one led to Terminator. This
was a breakout movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can totally tell, if you compare his acting from Hercules in New York to
don't hate on
Conan,
Hercules, man. Why
Conan,
hate on Hercules? I love
that movie's
Hercules.
garbage.
Nobody said anything. It's just
I love Hercules in New York.
Yeah, no, but when you
which
compare,
one, the dubbed version or
the one, yeah.
I mean, who likes to hear the dub version? Come on, no.
No, but
He's
when
not a god. I'm a god.
No, but when you compare both those movies, Schwarzenegger's acting is a lot better, and it's actually utilizing his voice.
Yeah, little known fact, they actually just made him do stuff.
What's his name? Max von what's his name?
Sydow.
Sure, whatever.
Sydow and James Earl Jones were kind of training him.
Yeah, and that's
gave him pointers.
That's like that's the thing about this movie is you.
Well, and then Schwarzenegger got James Earl Jones in shape too during the movie, so they kind of switched off.
Yeah, so you have the classically trained characters. You like that's the thing about this movie is that Schwarzenegger is not really he is the center point of the movie, but he's not carrying the movie because you have other people doing like the heavy lifting for him. You have James Earl Jones as the bad
Which
guy,
is a
great villain.
great villain.
Yeah,
He's always got that voice though. That voice just says, I'm going to kill you, my child. It's like, damn.
but not just the voice, the way he emotes, the way he uses his
Everything
eyes
about
as
Yeah,
a
but he
snake.
does.
in
But
the
you
movie.
notice how like in all these movies, there's usually like a big old fight scene. There's no real fight scene.
There
in
is
this.
no fight scene because
It's all psychological
He's a
and
sorcerer, and he's
Not in Field of Dreams.
or in the Sandlot.
but there's a climax and connect. It's
No, but the
You
thing
guys are
is,
dicks.
the thing is, James Earl
Fuck the
Jones,
Sandlot.
James Earl Jones, like just with his eyes, like does a lot. Like when he's what is it, hypnotizing, hypnotizing the women, or hypnotizing Conan's
blue
mom.
eyes.
It like he does a really good job. And Max von Sydow, even though he's in the movie for a very short time, again, it's like you're getting really good characters, really good actors in this movie, in a weird sword and sorcerer movie from the 80s, but it's really well done. And that's the thing that if you go and you look at 97's like Cole the Conqueror or Conan the Destroyer or even the
Bombata?
Conan, even
Bombata,
Conan the Conan reboot, that's missing. It's missing like that spark. Like obviously Conan the Destroyer, they got a different director and they tried to make it PG, so they toned down Conan,
The gore.
the violence and the sexuality and all that. That one's not a bad movie, but it doesn't feel like a Conan movie. Cole the Conqueror definitely does not feel like it belongs in the same realm as Conan. I mean,
What about the third movie?
with the Jason Momoa one?
No,
The
Red
alternate-
Sonja.
The yeah, Red Sonja. That's
well, that's a 0.5. If anything, that's not really like a movie. It's a 0.5. kind of-
2.5.
Red
It's
Sonja.
it's like how Jackass is Jackass and then Jackass 1.5 or Jackass 2.5. We just added a couple. They're extra, in between moments, or like Lion King's
I mean,
1.5.
Well, it
like
could be
Timon and Pumbaa.
considered.
I mean, Brigitte Nielsen
yeah,
is she's not bad, but
but it could be considered a third one because what's his
Conan
name?
is in the
I was
movie.
gonna say
Yeah,
Conan.
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger was under contract and he wasn't allowed to make any sword or fantasy movies.
But he is Conan.
But he
I
is
mean,
Conan.
But he
He
was
is
able to
Conan.
make that one because
Yeah, there's just a
he is
giant-
Conan, even though
I'm
he's
sorry,
not called.
I'm a little
Conan.
distracted. There's a giant spider.
It's on his shoulder.
No, it's not.
Phobias.
Hold on, I gotta.
Phobias.
No, I got. Oh,
in
damn, this
display.
bastard. Oh no, hold on, it's somewhere. I went under my mixer. Oh well.
Speaking of fears,
That's it,
hey,
I'm
what's
dying
up with that?
tonight,
What's up
guys.
with all those snakes? Huh?
Oh,
I don't know if
You're
you're
afraid
a
of snakes?
No,
What are you, Indiana Jones?
no.
Which
hate
the new one's
snakes.
filming, by the way. They're filming
Yeah.
the new one.
I hope they don't do some stupid like extraterrestrial crap. It's
Cool with a human swinging with monkeys.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the aliens. I just had a problem with the monkey swinging.
No, see the best thing the thing that would probably made it semi okay. Never show the aliens.
No,
Never
no.
show
Well,
show
okay,
aliens.
let's not get off track on Conan the
Okay.
Barbarian.
What about E.T.?
Eddie Torres,
Hmm.
the extra testicle.
Okay, so like Conan himself, like the movie it works because they did try to be a little bit more they tried to be more connected to the actual Conan stories that were written and the character himself. The problem with the other ones is the other Conan movies, or even Call the Conqueror, is that they didn't try to be truthful to the source material. That's the thing. They definitely, Destroyer was watered down. The Jason Momoa one, I have no idea what they were trying to do with that one. Even though they had a pretty good director, The guy who had just, I think he had done the Friday the 13th reboot, which wasn't a bad reboot. But I mean, you had the possibility of a good reboot, but unfortunately,
Well, see, they were going more towards the violence and realism because all these different movies around the time were like action packed.
no, they didn't go. They didn't
Lord
go
of the
towards.
Rings movies and
Did you
shit.
watch the Conan with Jason Momoa? They didn't go through. They didn't go with a lot more violence.
No, but
They
when
go
they
more
no
action.
when they had action, there was more. Like, I don't know. I guess
They went with more CGI.
but to increase the violence of it.
The practicality of Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
The Schwarzenegger one is beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
You have
It-
this. You have the sweeping. You have the locations
holds
where
up
they were
completely.
filmed. You have the locations where they were filmed. You have locations. You have decent action. I mean, you don't like Conan. The thing about
He bit a vulture.
right. The thing and he actually
Dead
bit,
one.
He actually bit a dead vulture. They had a real vulture pecking at Schwarzenegger, and then he did bite off the head of a dead one.
I mean, he didn't. He needed protein. I mean, this was pre-workout.
It's not steroids, allegedly.
No. He's
Hold on, let me
that
get the
man's
spider.
that man's pure.
This guy really is running away from that spider.
Yeah. No spiders,
Oh,
no
that's
joke.
too funny.
Oh,
Hey,
that
look
one
at
was
that messy
juicy.
desk.
I just can't deal with that. Sorry, spiders. Ugh. Ugh. No, but
No, we're doing arachnophobia next week, right?
no, God, no, God, no, we are not.
Eight-legged freaks with the great David Arquette.
Eight-legged freak sucks, but arachnophobia is different. That's a different movie. It's a different.
Hey,
type
John
of beast
Goodman's awesome.
altogether.
John Goodman is my spirit animal.
No, but
Is that the body physique you're going for?
no, see,
yeah.
but the thing about the thing
wish
about
I had
the
his height,
Conan,
though.
the
God
thing about
damn.
the Conan character that's kind of conveyed in this Conan is that even though even after he had gotten sold into slavery and he built up his Mr. Olympia body, because he was all just doing calf and back or like leg and back. That's what he was doing constantly, just legs and back.
Yeah, but he got toned.
He got
with,
real buff.
I
And,
mean, like tanned. He got really tan outside because he was always pushing that.
no. See, but what it teaches,
He
what it
won.
shows you.
Didn't he win again, Mr. Olympia, after he trained for Conan? Or
Yeah, that
something
was the
like
last
that?
one. I think it was his last one too.
And no, so then by the from what you see in the movie is that gradually he becomes the thing about Conan is that he's also a master strategist. He knows how to fight. He can get a good strategy to destroy his enemies. He's a tactician, right? He can fight. He can he's supposed to be smart, but he's all like these all these things that are kind of subtly hinted at because he does put the whole plan together to take down the bad guy at the end after he gets after pretty much spoilers, he gets killed. He technically dies,
It's
and you have
left for dead.
I mean, he technically dies because you have all these ghosts trying to get him at one point.
Okay, hold on. You can't tell that part without acknowledging the fact that those side characters, his band of brothers, they were awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is like
Master Splinter?
They all had their own set of skills. You had the archer. You had his love interest who's a thief who
Valeria.
right. You had non-red Sonja. You had the sorcerer, and you had Conan. So you had essentially like the perfect four group for a video game. Like that's the group that you see in all these sword
Is
in
Ninja
all
Turtles
these
going
games.
on?
No, you have all you always have those characters. You have the brute. You have the thief,
Yeah, the muscle,
you have
the brain,
the arrow
Joker.
shooter, and the sorcerer. Those are always the characters you see in a lot
Yeah.
of these video games. They're always modeled around those four groups,
yeah.
right?
And the archer actually kind of looks like Edgar growing up
The archer
as a kid with his.
The archer looks like a mix of Cheech Marin. Like they give him he had mustache and the
What's his name?
bowl haircut.
I think his last name is Lopez.
Probably.
Jerry Lopez. He was a surfer or something like that.
And then the one thing that we're not talking about, you have James Earl Jones, you have LaFours from Mallrats as the other one of the bad guys that Conan has to fight. I don't know his name.
Well,
I don't know,
he's-
but he's in a
It's
lot of
LaForce.
He's in a lot of Schwarzenegger movies too.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is.
And he made a name
LaForce.
himself for being a henchman.
He is
like the big
LaForce. He'll
big
always
muscle
be
henchman.
LaForce. If people don't know who LaForce is, you gotta watch Mallrats.
Look that shit up. Just look it up.
You gotta watch Mallrats. But
I mean, there's clips. You don't have to watch the whole movie, but there's clips you can watch.
but
it.
he's he's been in so many movies.
Peanuts. Was it chocolate peanuts?
Chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh.
Come on,
Pretzels. Sorry.
Yeah.
pretzels.
No, but it's like you
Damn
see,
it,
you
dude.
see,
Seriously.
you see him in so
What are you doing? You live in Jersey. You should know that.
Hey, why are you giving away my locations over here?
You see him in
It
so
comes
many
in a
movies.
pamphlet when you show up there. They give it to you in the airport. It's like
I'm only visiting. I'm only visiting.
But you gotta know, don't go to the dirt mall.
No, see, but and that's
Don't drink the water.
like again, like even though the thing about it is it's the weird thing about this movie is Schwarzenegger doesn't say a lot in the movie, right? He acts, but he doesn't have a lot of lines. The bad guys don't really have a lot of lines either, but they are menacing. You have these hulking bad guys. You have LaForce. You have the other guy that's
the football player,
old
ex-football player.
Hulk Hogan, like Hulk Hogan now, with the giant mustache and
Hey, what are their names?
Actor One and
Rexer?
LaForce.
Rexor and Thorgrim.
And then you have James
I
Earl
actually had it in
Jones.
front of me.
And you have James Earl Jones. See,
Who's
the
the
thing is,
baddest motherfucker in the world?
you
He's
have
actually big enough to beat up all of the people on set.
you have three bad guys in this movie. Like you have the main bad guy and the two henchmen, but they're all formidable. Because and then the thing about the bad guy in this movie is that he doesn't have to flex any type of fighting skills or anything because he uses his magic, and that's the scariest thing of all. Like he
Or
didn't-
snake arrows.
yeah, that's the snake arrows exactly. He doesn't have to do much other than like use that and be able to. He pretty much beats Conan in the first half,
You know, he's a mystical pimp, right?
and they all have like bangs. That's a weird thing. They all have bangs. All the bad guys have bangs. Why do they all have bangs?
It's a style.
It was in the 90s.
It was the 80s, but it was a choice. It was a choice that all the bad guys all three of them had
They're like
bad-
going, you know what? All cholas are tough with their bangs and so this,
but that was a choice to make because all three bad guys specifically they all had bangs.
yeah, I think it was part of their cult
Yeah, I guess.
because he was a cult leader.
And then
so.
and then there are bits of humor in this movie too. You do have bits of humor. And you
Yeah, but that's mostly the wizard. Like,
yeah, you have
wizard's hilarious.
yeah, and
Or
then,
Conan drowning in the soup.
yeah, and then the thing about Conan the Barbarian is that it's overall it's a well-rounded action movie and sword and sorcerer movie, and it was a good start for the Conan franchise.
It's what I would consider a dramatic action movie
And
because the drama in it, you felt there's points where you felt his pain when when he lost her. He just kind of like damn.
Was it just me or did you guys get choked up when she dies?
Yeah.
it was just you.
I'm not crying. That's you.
When she says, I want to breathe my last breath in you.
And he was like,
I was-
all right, cool.
It's a little tacky, but
He's like,
know.
where's the watermelon maids?
She said "Paciencia fe," and I was crying. I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's
You're just thinking about it again. I'm getting choked up.
No, but I mean, again, it's overall
Like David Carradine.
It's Jesus. Yeah, but ultimately, overall, like Conan the Barbarian, it's still a great watch, and that's the weird thing. Like to go back and see it, it's in a movie from 1982. That's not one of the classics that everyone talks about. But this
What makes it?
Okay,
Sorry,
cool.
go ahead.
Like,
Go
no,
ahead.
it's
Go.
fine. That's fine. I
No,
was
that's
in the
fine.
middle of
That's
saying
okay.
something, but it was
No,
like,
I don't want you to interrupt. I don't want you to interrupt me, and I don't want to interrupt you. So it's fine. Go on.
No, so the thing about it is like it's never in the same conversation as it's a classic like Scarface or it's a classic like The Godfather, but it is a classic. It is a well-made movie. It has everything that you would want from that type of movie. Just like Scarface and Godfather have everything you would want from a mobster gangster type of movie. Conan is that level that movies like any sword and sorcerer movie. You know, there was a lot in that time. There was a lot of sword and sorcerer movies. You had Beastmaster. You have all these movies.
Was it Kroll?
Yeah, you had Kroll, but in '97 you had Kull the Conqueror. But you had all these sword and sorcerer movies. But this is one of the best made ones because it did take itself serious and it did have bits of humor, but it had a well made story and great actors in it.
It
That
made you actually
Yeah.
like the actors in the movie actually helped you like the characters.
yeah,
You
and
liked his band. You liked Conan. You even liked Tulsa Doom for being who he is, and just you're like, man, that guy was dope.
yeah, and then the fact that by the end you realize that this is just an installment in a series of Conan stories because the way they ended this movie, you know, but that's a
Him on the
story.
throne.
But that's a story for another time. You know,
Yeah.
like when you do stuff like that, then you
When
expect
he fathers twins,
that's like when you
the Barbarians.
Yeah, that's a garbage movie. Didn't one of them
Bro,
recently
don't hate
die?
on that movie. That movie's dope.
One of them just recently died, right? One of the twins.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I wonder if the other one felt it.
Stupid.
No, you know how twins sometimes have to low.
I know what you're saying,
Okay.
but he felt it.
No, but
His
like
brother.
but like,
You felt it in here.
no, but like ultimately, it's one of those where you really wish that they would have continued to make more in the vein of the first one, not how they made Destroyer, where they watered everything down, and just so that they can make, you know, it could be a PG movie, or that, you know, they can have cartoons, because they did after this they ended up doing Conan TV shows, Conan cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, they
I
had
heard there's a Netflix one.
yeah,
that's gonna come out,
Netflix
right?
is supposed to come out with a Conan series. Everyone's still trying to talk about like the King Conan movie with
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
that I want to say.
That I would say, because
He's in that age now.
yeah, to be okay. If you saw Beowulf, right? At the end, when Beowulf is an old man and he's now the king, and he has to fight the dragon. If you gave me a movie where Conan is the age that Schwarzenegger is now, and he's still wrecking shop, still
You mean like Old Man Logan, basically?
yeah, in that sort of tone.
Terminator Dark Fate.
I age like a normal man.
Yeah, and it's
Hey, go
and
away.
it's just and it's what's going on over there?
Hey, Dietrich, go back there. I'll get you in a second, okay?
No, but like if
Speaking of spiders,
if they were to do a movie in like that, and show, you know, Conan now as a king, and still like maybe if that's the last Conan movie you do, have him like go out in a blaze of glory or something like that.
in a second, okay? Go, mommy.
I'd be all for it. I'd be all for the next installment of Conan if they. Hey, is that boy gonna shut up?
Okay.
hey, you ever heard of a mute button?
Yeah, you know there's mute on your computer.
You know what? We're live. We're live. Okay, fuck it. We'll do it live. Okay.
We got spiders, we got kids in there, everything. We got everything going on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I can whack this one with a newspaper. He just gets mad.
Point is that I want to see the sequel with Schwarzenegger. I'll watch the Netflix one. I know they just released. I know it's animated, but the new He-Man.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
July.
Yeah, it looks really good. For the Netflix.
That's why
He-Man.
they re-released a lot of the retro toys, because those are coming out. The shows are coming out pretty soon. So
Yeah, but I mean, I'll check out the Netflix series, you know, if and when it comes out. If they ever decide to make the King Conan movie, I'll watch it again, as long as if
Definitely.
if it's
opening night.
if it's similar to Conan the Barbarian in the tone and the action and like just the way it's made, and don't try to. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but for Conan, don't Marvel it. Don't make it a Marvel type movie.
Don't make it
grounded.
as the giant epic.
Yeah,
Don't make it for kids.
yeah, make it a
Well,
Conan
I mean,
movie.
if you're gonna do it, make it more like a make his kingdom realistic, not this massive thing where like in like the Lord of the Rings movies, there's massive fight scenes. It's just you don't need that big of a scale for that kind of for.
But that's the thing. That's the thing about the Conan character. After watching Conan the Barbarian, is you kind of want to see where his kingdom goes, how he is as a ruler, how all that stuff. And I that's the thing. You become invested even after just one movie. You become invested in that Conan world. Conan the Cimmerian, Conan the Barbarian, the adventurer, all that. You really get sucked into it. So
Conan the tax accountant too.
Conan the librarian. And you can go in and really.
There was a show called that, right?
It
was like a comedy show.
It was UHF. It was in UHF.
UHF.
There you go. See, I just somebody's in my head right now.
So I mean, I definitely would want to watch the Conan. If whatever they make Conan, as long as they keep it more true to the source material, like they were a little bit closer with the Conan the Barbarian, I think it would do a service to the fans, and it would be a good continuation.
Now you would you allow or request Oliver Stone to oversee the script?
No.
No, because his original script was going to be like post-apocalyptic. I don't want that.
No.
No. I mean, it'd be more like a.
And then there's going to be conspiracy theories in there. And
it'd be like
aliens are real. What are you talking about?
It'd be like 4 hours long.
Easy,
man.
Alex Jones. Easy, Alex Jones.
They're making the frogs gay. All right. You're gonna have like Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis, go on a shooting spree, and Conan has to stop him. No.
No.
All right. How about every time someone gets head chopped off, they have to recreate it going back and to the left. No JFK. No, you guys didn't like JFK. Whatever. Kevin Costner's awesome. Hey, Waterworld, huh? Waterworld's pretty dope.
Field of Dreams, James Earl Jones.
There you go.
Go, Conan.
Waterworld. There you go. Waterworld's awesome. Maybe you'll have like one of those like angry like breakdance, like dance numbers where he's like punching the air. Yeah. Hey Tommy, how's it going? What are you doing? All right, cool.
Yeah, you should just shut up.
I don't know. Whatever.
No, but overall, like, if you haven't seen, I mean, there are a lot of people that haven't seen the Schwarzenegger Conan. A lot of people that have seen the Jason Momoa Conan versus this one. Clean your slate, cleanse the palate. Definitely watch the 1982 Conan the Barbarian. It's a way better movie than the Momoa reboot. And it holds up. The fact that it is again a movie from 1982, but the acting, the action, the swords, like, you believe. The thing about this movie is it makes you believe that world is real. It's not like too embellished or too far-fetched.
Yeah, and animals were harmed during the filming of the movie.
Horse.
Yeah.
The
camel.
Schwarzenegger punching the camel.
The horse is Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Schwarzenegger punches a camel. He bites the head off a dead vulture.
It was dead. Come on.
Oh, yeah, but still.
Allegedly.
They use a real
stunts.
vulture to peck on Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
No, that was an animatronic.
No, they even said that they used the real one to peck on him. I mean, he didn't bite the real one, but I mean, it's such an enjoyable movie. Like, I'm not gonna go. It's a heartwarming movie. It's a good action.
Hey, it is heartwarming.
It's a good action movie with great.
I like the romance.
With great actors, a great story. Like, it's a great origin story to tell. back, we didn't get, you don't have those, you didn't have a lot of those comic book origin movies that were done well. This is Conan isn't
Wait,
isn't
are you telling me Mario Brothers isn't done well?
so Conan isn't a character that's like a Spider-Man or anything where special effects need to be used that he's flying around. Conan
Yeah.
is a grounded like sword, just a barbarian. He swings swords, swings axes, any weapon that he can find, fists, anything. He drinks, he hooks up
Eats.
with chicks, he eats, he does all the normal stuff a barbarian would do in that world. And
Well, those
he's
things actually humanize the character,
better
which
for
makes
it.
you really like him.
He's better for it. That's the thing. And like he does get hurt. That's the thing. He can get hurt, and as the movie proves it again, this is we were talking about spoilers. We've been spoiling it. He does lose at the beginning. That's the thing. Like, this is one of those where the hero loses at the beginning, but then he picks himself up. No sans montage, even though it's the 80s and you're supposed to get an 80s montage.
He kind of does when he's when they kind of go through the whole like him like as a little kid pushing through the spindle.
But that's the beginning. No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
after he loses and he has to ramp up to the final fight.
And they kind of talked, like, narrated like a version of a montage when he's fighting people. Like every aspect of his life has somewhat of a montage.
Again, that's the beginning of the movie.
I know, but as you go through things, it's like, he did little things here
yeah,
and there.
but I had said that he doesn't. You don't have this. You don't have a montage of him training to beat the bad guy up at the end.
Oh, of course not. No,
Okay.
but there are montages. I'm saying.
Conan the Barbarian. Watch it. Enjoy it. It's a great Schwarzenegger movie. It led up to Terminator. Remember, like, these are all movies where Schwarzenegger, after Hercules in New York, he trying to be a better actor, trying to be in better movies. This
Became the biggest movie star,
Yeah.
action movie star of the summer.
one of the 80s
Yeah,
and
then he
90s.
gave us Kinnairn Cop and stuff like that later on in his career. It's
Never mind.
I love Kindergarten Cop.
If you want,
Yeah.
again, if you want to watch Schwarzenegger at the beginning of his career after Hercules in New York, which you shouldn't watch,
It's a watcher. It's a total watcher.
but definitely
I'll watch
watch
it.
Conan the Barbarian.
I like
That's a
his sidekick.
watcher. And on that note, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. This has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy,
Nah, not good.
We'll see you guys next week.
and there's a spider behind you.
He's looking at you, kid.
In case I don't see you.